Hey everybody, this is RB, going to be showing you a little bit about my healing build into Division. I know a lot of people have been asking me about that actually in-game, seeing as though I'm constantly, running around with healing abilities. So I thought, make a small video about it, put it up on Twitter, got no response, cool, making the video. Anyway, let's get down to the meat of things. So right at the moment, I am running the basic healing sets that you're going to need to be using this one, pretty much straight 100% heals. So we've got First Aid, and I've unlocked all of the things in the, all the upgrades, the perks, things like that, so I'll be showing you specifically what I use. Feel free to, use a couple things, but I'll show you at least what's essential. So I've got First Aid here. We go over to here, we go Booster Shot, just because Booster will give everybody else in the group extra damage, making up for the fact that you're going to be focusing a lot on healing if you're going to be using this building method. Now, Mastery, that's just an automatic given. We're not going to worry about. We're not going to worry about that too much. But definitely Booster Shot. And if you don't have a way to do overheals, then I definitely recommend Overdose, just to kind of give you that extra oomph when it comes to having any sort of large damage, like a grenade is on you while you're reviving somebody. Quickly pop in, do that First Aid, get yourself an extra bit of health. But anyway, that's not important. I'll show you why that's not why I don't have that equipped in a second. So we've got Support Station. This one is very essential. If you're looking for a more siege kind of style, like where you're just sitting down, bogged down, shooting everything you can, and pretty much just basically sitting right in one spot, this is essential to have ammo cache. Ammo cache gives you that opportunity to not have to, go out, hit a restock. You have to. It's basically just a good way to do that. If I had to pick something else in this list to pick up, I mean, Immunizer is pretty good. That way, let's see here. What's the best way to describe it? You can't be blinded. You can't be, hit with a fire ability. Basically, it makes you immune to all of those, so it's pretty nice to have. But personally, I prefer ammo cache for longer sieges. And obviously, recovery link, that doesn't really change anything. There's not really any mods for that one. Alright, for talents, I limit myself to pretty much 100% medical. When using a medkit and not full health, receive an overheal. Just another good way that if I'm having to pick somebody up, quick hit on my right D-pad, I'm set and good to go. Triage. This is essential. This is pretty much required by every single thing that I do. By throwing down any sort of heal, it's going to reduce that cooldown, making it so I can keep chaining my heals together. For example, with First Aid, if I can hit 3 people, it's pretty much back up. Like, it's already reset. I just have to wait for the natural, required cooldown for it. So it's not even 25 seconds. For me, it's more like 3 or 4 seconds. So this is essential. I highly recommend picking this one up. You're going to need it pretty much if you're going to be healing at all in this game. Let's see here. This is another optional one. It's kind of useful, but it can be very sort of situational, which, I mean, a lot of these abilities can be, but this is a maybe, in my opinion. Let's see here. This one, not really that good, to be honest. It may seem really nice in the beginning, like where, oh, okay, cool, I hit that and I have low health, 40%. The problem is, it's not going to really be there that long. Like, you'll probably get it, once again, for 10 seconds, which, I mean, that's pretty useful, but no, not really. I wouldn't personally recommend this one, but it's whatever you want to do with that case. This one, definitely more of an offensive ability. I would personally skip over this one if you're just going to be going for straight healing build. But then we've got Strike Back. Low health, more cooldown, faster heals. So you can feel free to, pop up out of the what's the word I'm looking for? You can feel free to pop out of cover every once in a while. Go ahead and get that health down a little bit just so you can heal faster. A sniper shot, one sniper shot, boom, back into cover, you're good to go. Combat Medic. This one, it can be useful. Like, if I'm ever on a super required cooldown and I notice that the player's really close to dying, boom, hit that right next to them, and I'm really close to dying at that point. It's pretty useful. But I would definitely recommend just using these two, and then, of course, these top two. Just because they're very essential to it, and to be honest, it's something I definitely recommend, and if you played the game, you know that perks really don't matter just because you have them at all times, so we're not going to really look into those either. But I will say there is one other thing that is almost essential. Let's go over to here, and I think this should be it. Yes. You're going to want to try and build as many hybrid armors as you can, or any sort of chest piece that give you the vigorous talent. Grants overheals all healing skills. So with that ability right there, basically, let's go back over to, let's see here, where was it? Oh, yeah, let's go back over to abilities. That is why I don't have this anymore. That is why I don't have Overdose, because that ability basically gives it to me in that case. So Booster Shot, I can just keep that chain going, giving them extra damage, extra this, extra that, and still overheal them. That is essential to whatever kind of build that I'm doing in this point. Let's go ahead and also, I mean, real quick, we'll cover like items and stuff. That's going to be fairly simple. But basically, that's the gist of the abilities. That's just it. I like a little bit more supporting. I'm actually working on getting closer to these. Sniper rifles are fun to use because they're more support than they are really any sort of damage, like instant kill kind of thing. I leave that to my submachine gun if I get too close. Or if they get too close, I should say. But basically, you're gonna usually when it comes to support weapons, you're gonna want something that'll give you extra skill power. So killing a target with this weapon, 8% extra skill power, not bad, not fantastic either, but something like that is nice to have. But let's go back over to, let's say, oh yeah, wait 1 second, where was I going? Oh yeah, so let's take a look at some of the abilities, things you're gonna want to focus on. Now, some of my stuff can be a little bit mismatched and such. Just because I'm trying to balance out my health and a little bit more of my skill power. So some of these abilities may not have been reconfigured or recalibrated, I should say. So we'll probably skip over some of these. But for example, this Spider Silk. Spider Silk gloves, they're okay. Mostly I have gloves just for the sheer battery power, you know, electronics just for that. But the skill abilities is where everything is going to be kind of focused for you. You're going to want to look for duration for your support station, a little bit of extra health for it, pretty much anything like that. Just because the longer you can have that out, the faster your heals are going to go. Oh, gosh, I keep burping. Sorry, guys. Like right here, another first aid heal, just because extra healing is nice to have in this game. Skill power, electronics, first aid heal again. I have a lot of first aid heal, just because it's such a strong situation, but support health, the station. Let's go back up here, and this is the weird one, just because it's got the turret and the pulse, but I did that mainly because it gives me extra, you know, a lot of extra health, which is something I was lacking, and I needed that for these two abilities here. But basically, that's going to be the gist of the build at this point. Obviously, you're going to want to kind of try and balance out your attributes. Like if you look up at the top there, I've got 2,124 for firearms, 2,104 for stamina, and, you know, 1,944 for electronics. You're going to want to keep them kind of on par with each other, just because when you're not healing, if you have, like, you know, a couple seconds of cooldown, you can still be, you know, shooting a couple shots off here and there. But that's pretty much the basics of what I'm doing, basically, as this character. If you'd like, I can try and, you know, hop into a challenge mode or something like that. Just leave a comment down, and I'll show you kind of it in action if you want. But at the moment, guys, that's pretty much everything. If you guys have any questions, you know, leave a comment down below. I'll be more happy to explain my in-depth healing build at this point. More than happy to, but obviously, if you have a question, let me know, and I will see you guys, of course, in the next video. Bye!